Hey, is it working? I think it's working. What are we thinking? Check, check. What's up, everyone? So my name is Brandon with BiggerPockets.com, and today I want to talk to you guys. I don't need really headphones, do I? I want to talk about 9 ways to make more money. But before I get into that, let's just make sure this is working okay. Um, let's see. I'm going to switch mic to a little bit fancier microphone. How's that sound? Better? I hope so. Let's find out. And now let's go over, see if that's working. Is my YouTube working? Sure, we should be actually streaming live to several places all at the same time. All right, it seems to be working. All right, so I'm just going to keep going. We're going to be talking about some ways to make more money in your life. My guess is you would probably buy more real estate if you were making more money. Am I right? Except for so many people struggle with that. They live paycheck to paycheck, or maybe they have a little bit of money, but not a whole lot, right? What's up, everyone? I'm looking at some comments over here. Let's see. All right, what's up, Ryan, Juan, Joe, Chahib? Probably butchered all these names. Kyle, Dominique, Jerry. What's up, y'all? John McCarthy. What's up? All right. So I'm going to keep just going. So again, a lot of you would buy a lot more real estate. You'd buy rental properties. You'd flip houses and you do all this cool stuff if you had more money. Is that right? But because we don't, because so many people struggle with that, they don't ever get into it. So that's what we're talking about today and why I'm so passionate about it, because like if you had more, if you could earn more, you could save more and then buy more. So let's go through a list of 9 different ways to do that. Last thing before I do, let me just check and see, make sure my quality is the top that it should be. So let me just see my screen here, see if I can make it any better quality. It says perfect streaming, camera. I don't know. I guess we're going to call it good enough. So, and let me jump over to Facebook. Hey, people there too. Hey, over on Facebook, can you guys hear and see me okay? I hope so. All right, so I'm going to just start talking about these 9 things, and we'll go through them. So number 1, the first and usually easiest way to make more money in terms of like minimal hours put into doing this is to get a raise at work. Now, I know if that doesn't apply to you, don't worry, I got 8 more coming up. But let's talk about that for a minute. Like most people could get a raise if they asked for it. Now, there are some industries where you just have a set, this is what the job pays, right? That's in a lot of industries, but a lot of jobs will offer raises, but people are too afraid to ask for them. So my first piece of advice would be, don't be afraid to ask for a raise. However, if you're going to do that, you've got to make yourself more and more valuable leading up to that ask, right? And so, like, how can you make yourself, as one of my favorite books is called, so good they can't ignore you? How can you make yourself so good that they can't ignore you? Does that make sense? And so, like, maybe that means if you're a salesperson, you double your sales, or you find a way to increase your sales to one of the best. Or maybe if you're, I don't know, working in an office building, you become really good friends with your boss, right? I'm not saying, deceptively suck up, but this is a relationship thing. In fact, I read this book recently by Eric Barker. It's called Barking Up the Wrong Tree. And he talks about in there, like, they did this study that shows all the different ways in life that a person, like, could get promoted at work, right? And they look at, like, skills, and they look at, aptitude and all these things. And at the end of the day, it all boils down to one thing. There's one thing that will help you get a raise at work. And guess what it is? Likability from your boss. That's like it. Like, that's the number one biggest driver of things like raises, is if you're likable to your boss, if your boss likes you. And of course that makes sense, but so many people like grumble and they try to do the bare minimum because they don't like their boss, or they don't think their boss deserves their hard work, right? But if you give that hard work, if you work and give your best, make friends with the boss, whether or not you like them or not, you have a much better chance of increasing your income. And here's why that's so powerful. And people they're always trying to start side businesses and side hustles, which we'll get to in a minute, which are great. But listen, if you can have one 15-minute conversation and it gives you an extra $1,000 a month times 12 months, that's like $12,000 an hour that you just made for that hour of work to get that raise, right? And so point number 1, ask for a raise. Don't be afraid. Demonstrate your worth, go above and beyond, become so good they can't ignore you, and know what your range pays, right? If you have to, you could go elsewhere and work somewhere else, but I would definitely try to get that raise first at work. All right, number 2. Negotiate for a commission. If you can't get the raise, negotiate for a commission or a bonus structure. Now, you'd be surprised, like businesses are very receptive to this idea if you can make it a win-win. Here's what I mean. If a business is spending thousands of dollars, most businesses spend money on advertising. If they can get business cheaper by having you do it, then it's a no-brainer for them. They save money and you make more money, right? You're more happy. They can keep you around longer. And so, again, this doesn't work everywhere. This might not work if you're a teacher, right? Or something. But like if you can bring your business more business and negotiate a cut. For example, let's say you're working at an attorney's office and you're making $13 an hour as a paralegal, right? But you want to get a raise, but that's just what paralegals in your town make. So you go to the place and say, hey, you know what? I want to bring more business. Can I get a 5% chunk of whatever business I can generate? 5 or 10%, right? And I have to myself generate that money, right? And then you go do whatever skill you're good at. You're probably good at something. Maybe you're good at email marketing or internet marketing or door-to-door knocking or advertising like sales, right? Maybe you go, I don't know, whatever. You take out a classified section. You do something that you can generate the business and hopefully negotiate a higher sale, fee, money, payment, whatever. Another thing, you can introduce a new thing to your business, maybe something they don't even have. What we call that being an intrapreneur. Like you're an entrepreneur, but you're inside, right? And so that's another option for you as well. You can become an intrapreneur and start working that way. So again, number 2, negotiate for a commission or a bonus. Number 3, become a real estate agent. My guess is if you're watching this video right now, you're probably a real estate enthusiast of some kind, because this is BiggerPockets and we are the real estate investing social network. Become a real estate agent. Like now is a great time to be an agent. There's a lot of them out there, but the bar is very low for agents. Like if you just do a good job, you're probably going to be in the top 5% of all your agents in your area. As a real estate agent, you could make thousands of dollars in commission on one purchase or one sale. And you learn the business and you gain valuable contacts. You find out who the best lenders are, the best private lenders, the best hard money lenders. You find out who the best investors in town are. You build a reputation as somebody who's all around, they know real estate, and it's going to help your real estate investing business as well. If you want more information on becoming a good agent, check out Gary Keller and Jay Papasan wrote a book called The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. People love that. I'm not an agent, but people who are agents love that book and swear by it. All right, let's say you don't want to be an agent. Then number 4, and before I get to that one, let me just say a quick thing. I am doing a live webinar tomorrow. If you're watching this live right now on Tuesday, we're doing a webinar on Wednesday on how to evaluate an offer on rental properties. So I want you there. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we probably will fill that entire webinar up. So make sure you sign up or you won't get in. Go to biggerpockets.com/webinars for that. So if you're interested in rental properties, sign up. All right, so speaking of rental properties, let's go to number 4. So we talked about negotiating a salary increase, negotiating for commission, becoming a real estate agent, and 4th is become a real estate wholesaler. A wholesaler. So what is a wholesaler? They're somebody who goes out there and finds good deals, and then they flip them, so to speak. They give them for payment to a landlord or another house flipper. For example, let's say I found a house down the street that I built relationship with the owner. I knocked on the door. I talked with them, and I was able to buy their house. They offered to me for $100,000, right? So $100,000. Now I go to my flipping friend, whose name is John, and I say, "Hey, John, would you be interested in this house for $110,000?" And John looks at it and says, "Yeah, that looks like a great option." Okay, great. So I'm putting it under contract for 100, and John's going to buy it for 110. Being a wholesaler, I get paid that difference. Now, let me caution you, there are legal and illegal ways potentially to wholesale deals. So make sure you research the laws and hang out in the forums, ask questions make sure you do it right. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's not easy. Wholesaling is very tough because you need to go out and find deals that are better than what the flipper can do. Because if John the flipper can go pay 110, wouldn't that person just sell to John? Probably, right? So you got to do even a better job of marketing than even John can do, right? So you got to be really, really good at your marketing, really good at negotiation, talking with people, building relationships. But if you do it right, you can generate massive profits. I know some investors that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month from wholesaling. I'm not kidding. They're literally making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in profit from wholesaling. They have a massive operation, of course, and you need to build up to that. But what if you made 10 grand every couple months on a wholesale deal, right? Would that give you some extra money to go and jump into real estate? Probably. All right. So next one. That was number 4. Number 5, right? Was that 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. That was it was 4. Number 5, work for a real estate agent or an investor. Look, like if you're trying to get into real estate investing and you want to get into it, what better way to get started than to be another real estate investor's assistant? Find ways to add value. Now, here's where people end up having problems, right? Is they want to provide value, but they don't know how. And so like I get people reaching out to me a lot and they say, hey, Brandon, I want to come, volunteer to help you do stuff. But I'm like, well, I don't really know what I need done. So all of a sudden it becomes a burden on me to find work for them, right? And so instead, if you go to them and say, this is what I'm good at, this is what I want to do for you, right? For example, let's say you went to an investor and said, look, I'm really good at scheduling. I've been an assistant for years, or I've been, whatever. So like you're really good at scheduling people's calendar. So I want to run your scheduling. Will you let me run your calendar and I will make your life 10 times easier? And I'm not going to charge you anything for it at first, right? You can do something like that. Or you can say, hey, how about for, I'll work for $15 an hour, just a couple hours every day, and I'll run your scheduling, right? A lot of especially higher volume investors who are actually doing it would make their life way easier. I mean, think about it. If an average investor can save an hour or 2 or 3 a day of the mundane work so they can go out and do the big work of finding deals, then your, a few $100 a week maybe that you're making is going to be well worth it for them. So you need to convince them of that. All right. Next, let's see. Let's go this one. This is an obvious one, but one that's really tough. You can open up a side business, like a side hustle, right? So there's something that you're good at that you could go and start doing it on the side, right? A lot of people are afraid of starting their own business, but entrepreneurship, I love entrepreneurship. I just think that when you can be your own boss, the sky's the limit. Nobody's saying you can't do it, right? We talked about earlier asking for a raise. They can say no, and that sucks. But nobody can tell me no about a business that I open. Now, maybe the business won't be successful. Starting a business is tough, right? But it is possible to do. So let me give you guys a few tips for that. If you're going to start a business, first of all, do something you enjoy. Building a business is actually really slow. It takes a while. It might take you a year to get income coming in. It might take you 2 years, right? And a lot of you are saying, well, I don't have 2 years. I need money now. Well, 2 years ago, if you would have started, then you'd have it now, right? So start now, even if it won't take, if it takes a few years. Maybe it's an online business. Maybe it's an Amazon business selling something, right? Maybe you're really good at something at your job. Maybe you're an architect and you work for a big architecture firm, but maybe you can freelance at night doing whatever that you're really, really good at. Everybody's really good at something, right? Okay, so first of all, do something you enjoy because you're going to be at it a while. Understand that you're not going to know everything. It's hard to start a business, so keep learning and growing. It's hard to start a business, so don't think it's easy. So make sure you keep learning and growing. Always finish what you start. A lot of people are entrepreneurs, they start one project, then jump to another, and they don't actually make any succeed. So I just encourage you guys, finish what you start. Stick with it for at least a year before you give up and say, I'm not really doing it. Make a commitment to stick with it. Next one, partner carefully. If you think a partner will help you, do it. But a lot of times it doesn't actually help at all. So partner carefully. Learn to manage people. The most important part about being a business owner is learning how to manage other people. So keep that in mind. Also, get obsessed. If you're going to start a business, you've got to become obsessed with it. It goes back to what I talked about a minute ago about doing something you like. But even more than that, do something you can get obsessed with. A year ago, my brother and I started just kind of a side hustle thing. We were selling these. Here, let me show you. We were selling these wooden sunglasses, right? So they're just we had a couple different colors. Anyway, it was fun. We made a little bit of money, not a lot, but we weren't obsessed with it. So if I had a choice between doing that or doing something else, I would usually do something else. I worked at it very minimally because I just wasn't obsessed about it. You know what I am obsessed about? real estate. And so I obsess about that. And so I do a lot of that. But you got to find something you can get obsessed about. Next one, or on the kind of tips for starting a business. Let's see. Read. Go find some books of people who have started businesses similar and go read their books, right? If you want to start a retail business, go read a book on how to start a retail business. If you want to start an online business, go read a book about how to start an online business or listen to a podcast. So anyway, that's a few options for making more money there. All right, so let's go through our list so far. We covered negotiate a salary increase, negotiate a commission or a bonus structure at work, become a real estate agent, become a wholesaler, work for a real estate agent, open up a side business, a side hustle of some kind, which is I'm a big fan of. Another one would be blog. So this is similar to start a business, and so I could subcategorize it, but I'll keep it separate. Blogging doesn't make you money automatically, and you don't make money typically by selling ads unless it's a really big blog. What blogging does is it gives you credibility, it gives you an audience, in which case you can then monetize in other ways. For example, BiggerPockets is a blog, right? We have a blog anyway, but people pay for our pro membership. Like that's a way to monetize BiggerPockets as a blog, right? So it doesn't cost any money to read the blog, but it builds trust and credibility. And then people see that we have the most incredible tools for analyzing deals because we're really largely a software company. So they want to use our software because it's awesome and I use it in all my deals, right? So a blog can lead to financing in other ways. So if you're passionate about something, maybe try blogging. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. All right. So that was, I don't even know what number on anymore. Number 7 or 8, maybe? Number 8. We're going to call it number 8. All right. Another one is I'm going to group a bunch of things together about the sharing economy. You guys know the sharing economy? It's all those things like Airbnb, where you can rent out like a bedroom in your house. Turo, which is where you can rent out your car. There's, what are the other ones? There's like Uber. You can drive for Uber. You could drive for Lyft, right? So those are all things that you can do to start bringing in more income. Now, they're not going to necessarily pay a ton of money. In fact, Airbnb is a personal favorite. Like, I think that brings in probably the most of all of them. But I know a guy lives in Hawaii right now that they have like 8 different cars that they're renting out on Turo, and they're making like thousands of dollars a month in profit of renting out these 8 cars. So if you live in an area where people might be renting cars, that can be a good option as well. All right, so let's see where we're at. So negotiate salary increase, commission bonus, become a real estate agent, wholesale, work for a real estate agent, open up a business, blog, rent out your car on Turo, and lastly, house hack. That's my favorite one. So this kind of goes with the Airbnb thing, but I want to end it with a real estate focused one. If you can afford or you can find a way to buy a duplex, triplex, or fourplex, and trust me, it's easier, simpler, and cheaper than you probably think. In fact, you can do it for as low as 0 down, but probably more like 3.5% down. If you can do all those things, you can instantly start generating some more money, right? You can instantly start getting money coming in from house hacking. So, for example, I bought a duplex when I was 21. I lived in one unit and I rented the other ones out. The other unit out, right? The rent, the mortgage I paid was $625. The rent was $650. So I was living for free. Then when I moved out, I rented out my unit and was able to generate hundreds of dollars a month in cash flow. To this day, I still own that property today. So anyway, I'm looking in the Heather and Darren said, bless you. That's funny. And Diego, my buddy Diego said, yeah, I love house hacking. This helped me quit my corporate America job. Yeah, Diego's like the boss with house hacking. You even have like a course or something like that. If you guys want to know more about that, hit up Diego. He's got like a whole like world surrounding house hacking. So look for his comment and hit him up on Messenger or something like that. I think it's freeby26.com. Is that right, Diego? I think that's what it was. Freeby26.com. I'm going to guess it's that, but anyway. All right, well, yeah, cool. What else you guys want to talk about? That's how you make more money. You guys want to make more money? Cool. Hey, Jim Butterfield, we just closed on one last month, a duplex. Congrats. Anybody else do some real estate right now? Lately, anybody do some real estate deals last month, this month that I can brag about you real quick? Wherever you're watching this at, I want to know what real estate deals y'all are doing. And I don't know why my video is kind of fuzzy. Like, I wish I could make it like crystal clear, but I don't know how to increase the fuzzy value. Or is that what you call it? Video. Oh, wait, maybe here's it. Let's try increasing the 1080 by, no, 1280, right? 1280. All right, I'm going to try something. Let's hope this doesn't crash it. Let me know if this gets better. Oh, yeah. Okay, that didn't do any better, did it? All right. Well, whatever. Jim is working on another duplex. That's awesome. All right. Let's see. I'm just reading some of the comments here. Too big. Fuzzy Brandon. That's funny. Whoa, my face got really big. Did you guys see that too? Something got weird there on Facebook anywhere. Weird. I'm trying to figure out this new software for live streaming. It's kind of new. Let's see. Matt, I saw Matt said something. Hold on. Oh yeah, it got really weird. Let me shift this back to the way it used to be. How do I do that? I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, preferences. Let's go back to what it was. 540 maybe? Is that what it was? Let's try that. All right, let me know if that makes it any better. We only see half your face. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Is that better? Let's try one more time. I can see your left eye now. I don't know why it's doing that. I have no idea. But you guys are going to have to suffer with that. But we're all done anyway. That's pretty much all I got. So, I don't know. You guys got any other questions, comments, concerns? I want to get some shout outs. Oh, better. Okay, good. Let's see. Brevin said, can you go a little deeper into becoming a real estate agent? Sure. So becoming a real estate agent, every state's got different rules, different requirements on how you do that and how you pull it off. But it's typically you take either a 90 hour, 100 hour, 50 hour, 150 hour, every state's a little different, test. And then class, then you take the test. Once you pass the test, and it might take you 1 or 2 or 3 tries. Once you pass the test, you now have your license. Now you go and hang that. They call it hanging a license. You have to basically go work under another broker. You're still an independent contractor. Technically, you're not an employee, but you have to work under the guidance of another broker. So then you work under them and you have to split commission with them. So there's a few that are... Anyway, so there's that. You become an agent, you split your commission, you learn, you grow. Becoming a real estate agent is such a good idea, but it's really hard because it takes a certain amount of I don't know what you call it, oomph. It takes a certain amount of passion for doing work that nobody's telling you what to do. Does that make sense? So a lot of people wait for their boss to tell them what to do with their job, but as an agent, nobody's telling you what to do. You just got to do it. Right? You just got to do it. And that's what's really hard. So for example, every day you need to contact, let's say 20 people by phone, 20 people that you know, and ask them if they want to sell or if they know somebody that maybe wants to sell. Right? So that's hard work for people. So to go out and do it, they'd rather just watch TV. Does that make sense? So that's why I would, encourage y'all, if you want to get into it, great. It can be a fantastic business. Just make sure you can self-motivate yourself to be able to do good. Become the best. All right. Let's see. Next question. Maciel said, my husband and I are reading 2 of your books, Brandon. Hey, thank you. We're also going to be real estate agents. Would you say to get more knowledge or jump in as soon as we see a deal without finishing our learning? You know what? That's a good question. So I think you could probably jump in. I mean, it's going to depend on a lot of factors, right? But I like learning by doing. And so I would probably jump in carefully and potentially with somebody who can walk you through the deal. Go to some local BiggerPockets events. There's live events happening all around the world all the time. So go hang out with some people at those events. Go to biggerpockets.com/events and find people that you can work with. Find experts there and then maybe split the first deal 50-50, right? Then you're learning as you're doing. The problem is people will spend forever learning and never actually doing anything. right? So it's kind of like driving through fog, right? When you're driving through fog, you can't see a mile ahead. You can only see like 100 feet ahead. But as you drive, that like cloud of awareness around your car moves with you. You can always see 100 feet ahead. But if you pull over to the side of the road, then nothing's ever going to happen, right? So you've got to continue driving forward. And the way you do that is just start looking for deals, start putting them together, go a little further every single time. And eventually you'll be able to pull out something awesome. All right. So yeah, like Darren Sager said, thinking and doing are two different things. Darren Sager is a real estate agent out in the New Jersey, New York City area. He runs a big meetup as well. Darren, is there I don't know if you'll see this comment in time, but do you think I was spot on about the agent thing, about self-motivating earlier? Anything you want to offer for people thinking about becoming an agent? Feel free to drop it in the comments, and if I see it, I'll try to read it. Alexander said, paying off debts like student loan debt, or should you use that money for down payment? Ooh, that's a good question. I guess for me, I would look at it this way. It's hard, right? But debt, if you're Dave Ramsey, get out of all debt, right? Dave Ramsey hates debt, and I think he's not wrong for saying that. Debt's very dangerous, and it feels really good to get out of it. If there's a deal that is just so good you can't pass it up, then personally, I buy the deal over paying off student loan debt. Now, if it's credit card debt, no, I would pay the credit card debt off first. If it's student loan debt, it's usually very small payments compared to the balance. So I would rather make the money in real estate. It's usually very low interest. If you got a 30% credit card, or you can, get 12% on a real estate deal, pay the credit card off. If you've got a 2% student loan from the government and you can make 12% on a real estate deal, I'd go the real estate deal. Darren Sager said, it costs money to be an agent, so you need to make sure you actually use your license and make sales. That is a really good point. I should have made that. That's very right. It does cost money, right? It could be thousands of dollars a year potentially. So keep that in mind. Hey, my Uncle Ron is here watching this as well. What's up, Uncle Ron? Everybody say hi, Uncle Ron. Hi, Uncle Ron. What's up? Let's see. Yeah, where else we got? Let's see. Self-motivation. Okay, somebody said, can you use an FHA loan for a rental? No, it has to. If you're going to use an FHA loan, you have to agree to live in the property for 1 year. So, have to agree to live in the property for at least 1 year. All right, I'm going to try to make the video quality a little better again. Let me see. Video, input, cropping. That didn't work. Settings. That didn't do anything. You guys see me any different? Output aspect ratio, target frame rate, target bit rate 350. Is that good? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Somebody tell me what I'm doing here. All right, well, I don't know how to make this look any better. I'll figure it out next time, I guess. Uh-oh. Did I do something that made this go down? Lost signal. Huh. I must have done something. Can you guys hear me? I don't know. I just totally lost everything. Lost signal. Okay, let me try this. I shouldn't have been messing around with this thing while live. All right. How do I change that back? I have no idea. Oh, audio works. Okay, well, I don't know what happened to the video, so I'm just going to keep talking.